and gentlemen, boys and girls, and all in between and outside of that spectrum, welcome to a Monovlog. It's been a long time since I made one of these. You can probably already tell that the tone and, well, overall manner of it all is quite different. As you can tell by the title, this vlog in particular will not be as performed as my other ones are. This one is more about my life at the moment, my mental state, and just it's kind of also my way of trying to understand myself. It's more like an open diary, this one, than a cast to the world of where I am, what I'm doing, and all that stuff. So there won't be many jump cuts. It'll mostly just be me being honest to you, to all of you. And most of you who are subscribed to my channel already know who I am. You're probably personal friends or people I've known or people who have been lucky enough to get from Twitter and transport over here to my channel. At the moment, I'm going through a stage of my life. I made notes. Who would have thought that? Years and years and years of people telling me that I should write down notes. Oh, look. It's my friend Taylor calling. I am going to. Yeah, let me see what he's saying. Are you alright, man?
Sure, what's up, fam? You sick?
A little bit, man. I'm just sort of at home, man. Not really feeling up to today, so I sort of called in from work.
What's up?
Just didn't feel up to work today, man. It's like having to just smile in people's faces all the time, man. It was just not something I could do today, man. So I'm just chilling at home, man, recording a video even, and just.
What video you do?
Pardon?
So what video you recorded?
Just a vlog, really. Yeah. But yeah, man. You good though?
Yeah, I was we were chatting today, but I think I was busy, so.
Cool, man. Yeah, I'm probably just gonna chill today, man. Tired, man. It's been been a long week, man. So just gonna yeah, maybe edit some videos. Yeah, man. But you good though, yeah?
Yeah, no, man, I'm alright. So if you wanna step out your house for a while, I'm mad if you don't wanna be in your crib.
That's alright, man. I went out for a little bit earlier on. Just right now, man. I just need to sort of just chill. Just man. But maybe I'll holler at you tomorrow or something, though, yeah? We'll do, brother, man. You take care, yeah?
Yeah, you too, bro.
In a bit, brother. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. He's a good one, that. That's Taylor. At the Tazzy on Twitter, if you want to go and follow him. I'm going to speak a little bit about how important having supportive friends are as well, as the video goes along. So, first thing I want to speak about, well, in case you didn't know, I suffer from autism. High functioning autism. It used to be called Asperger's syndrome until they figured out apparently Dr. Hans Asperger was a bit shady or something like that. From what I've heard on the internet, apparently, Dr. Hans Asperger, a German scientist from the late 1930s, apparently he was into some shady stuff, so it's high functioning autism now. Which, if cause you don't know, it affects people in different ways, very different ways. For me, it affects my empathy. It used to be a thing where when I was younger, I wouldn't have much empathy. But now I've got too much. I feel everything for everybody. I feel guilt for all the things I've done, but also all the guilt for all the things I could do, have thought about doing, have the ability to do. Everybody has the ability to punch somebody in the face or push someone in front of a car, whatever, just having arms, for example. But I feel guilty for having the ability to do that. I feel guilty for things other people do. I feel guilty for things other people don't do or people go through. I feel people's pain, people's loss, people's sorrow, and it's a heavy, heavy, heavy thing to do. I can't switch it off. I can never ignore someone's pain. It's like a really weird superpower, I would not be good in the Avengers. What can you do? I can fly. What can you do, Manir? I feel sad sometimes. You know. It also affects me understanding people. Sometimes I can't understand people. A lot of things in the world I just don't get. Took a long time in my life to realise that not everybody feels guilt the way I do. So the things I would lose sleep over, other people can do on a daily basis, and it means nothing, you know. So that was something. That was something that I didn't learn until I was well into my 20s. I also feel my emotions physically. I feel pain in my body. I feel pain in my chest, my stomach, my arms, my legs. If I feel guilty or sad or anxious. So it's a lot harder to ignore. If I've got something on my mind, it's like an anchor around my neck. And it's very, 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 it's a very, very heavy anchor. Well, how else my autism affects me, I guess, is I have a desperate need for routine. And change is horrible for me. And yet change is an inevitable part of life, but I hate it. I hate the idea that I don't know what's coming tomorrow, what I could lose tomorrow. I always like knowing where I stand with people. I have to know I stand with somebody. And I guess in that sense, I never like grey areas. I always like knowing where I stand with people. So I always encourage people to be honest with me, even if it's a harsh truth. Give me the harsh truth and comfort me with a lie. And that's easy to say now. A lot of times in the past I've been like, no, just lie to me, but no. Always give me the truth. Even though it may be hard for me at the time, I'd rather take that. And there are probably several other ways my autism affects me that are a bit more environment specific. So dealing with that, and then when depression comes in. So I'm going to get to depression in a second. So going back to change, as we all know, change is inevitable, like I said. So when change happens, it completely catches me off guard. That's when I don't expect it. When I expect it, it's almost as bad. Taking a step into the unknown is one of the hardest things I ever have to do. Whether it's making a decision, because making a decision that will consistently worry, if I'm making the wrong one, will I live out the rest of my life like this? Because I never think in the now. I think about who I'm going to be in 10 years, 20 years time. Am I going to be a sad, lonely person because I didn't do this? Am I going to be a failure in my career because I didn't do that? It's always constant in my mind, and it's a constant fear, and it is draining. And sometimes slow change is just as bad. So, getting older, I'm terrified of aging. Also terrified of not aging, death and all that. I'm terrified of losing my hair one day, going grey, getting wrinkles, having problems with my body, losing my mind. And that's something that's inevitable. But it is a change nevertheless. I worry about losing people, because death is something I guess I'm well versed with, but it's still something I never get used to. I worry about losing my dad, who's currently praying at the moment. I worry about losing my family, my friends. I worry about losing everybody, every single person in my life. I have imagined a scenario of losing them, me going to their funeral, saying a Shakespearean sonnet, having a eulogy plan for every single one of them. I don't know if it's my mind, my creative imagination, or maybe subconsciously trying to prepare myself for that ultimate change. But I can't. And when I imagine it, I live it. I feel the emotions, and it almost becomes like a memory of something that hasn't happened yet, but I feel it. I feel the loss and the sorrow, and it's not good to live in those moments like that. Sometimes I feel like I live an entire lifetime in my mind. When I look back at myself, how I think I've handled change subconsciously by becoming a new person each time a change happens. It can be something tragic, like losing somebody. It could be something hard, like changing a job, a relationship ending, going through some sort of traumatic event. It can be something good, gaining a new sibling, getting a part, an audition, something like that. But I change quite drastically to the point where I don't remember things as this was me doing that. My memories of the past are splintered into different people I've been throughout my life. And you can see here.
Oh, she's in hospital, very, very ill.
And here. Welcome to the first of my
Very
vlogging
sad.
series.
But
And
she's
here.
been...
Check it out. And I've been so many people throughout my life, but they're so far separated from each other. I don't remember them as me. They were different people, different Manias, different versions of who I am. So much so that I wonder where they are now. I wonder if they're okay. I wonder if they were happy in the end. It's a bit like Doctor Who, really. Only maybe the change isn't as physical. There is some physical change though. Longer hair, beard, taller, slimmer, fatter. But some things carry over from different versions of me. The love for Star Wars has been there for a long time. Certain fears and anxieties, they've carried on. Some of them have ended though, thanks to, I guess, a lot of hard work or patience or chance. And I don't know how. Just with each new version of me, I guess I get new skills or new abilities, or maybe I become numb to certain things that would have hurt a past version of me. The versions of me are so different that I even write letters to future versions of myself. In fact, I wrote one. This is a semi-recent one. This is something I wrote when I bought a new phone case, one that you had to screw onto your phone. It was my old iPhone 5C. I realised that it would be a long time until I got a new phone, changed the phone case. So I wrote a letter to myself. This is how it goes. Dear future Mania, it's me, past Mania. It's the 29th of December 2016. It's been a crazy year. We've lost a lot, but gained some things too. Whatever happens, don't give up on people. Underneath it all, there is hope. Keep fighting for what's right and keep following your dream. If you have a woman, kiss her for me. P.S. Taylor says hi. And it ends with, don't stop believing. I feel like each past version of me seems to have an idea of the fears to come. Each past version of me knows that I have a fear of losing my dad or losing a family member. So each one keeps sending me messages saying to be okay, to not be afraid too much. And I am fearful for the day that one day I'm gonna open one of these and I will be that future version who has lost something or someone. When that phone case broke, about a year later, or a little while back, 6 months later, I wrote a new message. Update. Changed to identical phone case on May the 4th, Star Wars Day, 2017. Saw Don Juan in Soho and met David Tennant. Was amazing. Take care, future me. And now, I wrote one when I got this phone case. Yes, this is a phone case that plays video games. I don't remember what I wrote at all. I didn't get this phone case too long ago, but I wrote something for it. And that was a different version of me. That was the last one, the previous one to the one I am now. And he wrote me a letter. I'm scared to read it. I don't really know what he said. But these letters are clear messages from the versions of me that came before. And they don't change through memory, they are on paper, so they are solid. The version of me I am right now is faulty. It's not fully developed. It sort of came quite abruptly, and I don't really know much about him. I don't know why he's feeling so sad, because the truth is I am going through a stage of depression right now. He's very sad. He's made some difficult decisions recently. Ones he's always consistently thinking about. He wants to make sure that he made the right one. He's lucky to have the people in his life he has. He's lost. He's very lost. And this wasn't the version of me I would have picked. It's like, I don't know, getting a Lego set and a few pieces are missing. I don't really know what's going on with him. The irony is that a future version of Manir will be watching this at some point. I hope I got better. I hope you're okay, whatever you're doing. But for me now, it's very lost. I don't know what the future holds. I find the smile a lot more artificial. I feel the energy that used to come naturally just doesn't quite come as much. And I find that he's like a shadow. Like a budget version of who I was. And I've gone through some things recently. But this new version of me sort of came out of the blue and I had to deal with him. I don't know him that well. This isn't one I think will be around for long. I don't think he's equipped for this world. I think back to all the different versions of me I used to be, and there were some really good ones. I had some favourites, I did. There were some that were so positive, so smart, so creative. And there were some that were so broken, so insecure. I should take faith, I should take joy then in knowing that they had their time and they became something else. So I'll have my time. And then a month, 2 months, 3 months, however long it takes, I become the new version I was always meant to be. I hope he's good. I hope he hasn't lost too much. I hope he never looks back at any of us and envies us. My advice to anybody who's going through something similar to me, depression, identity crisis, write the letter. Write it. Make a video. Send a message to yourself in the future. Put it in the world, only for you, and then you'll come across it, You'll come across it when you need to come across it. You'll probably forget about it. You'll find it in a coat pocket, tucked away somewhere. You'll be going through your phone, you'll see it. But you'll see it when you need to see it. I can promise you that. So write the letter. And be gentle on yourself and whoever you're going to be. The next thing I want to speak about, if I recall, is right now feeling the way I do. Everything in the world feels different. How this version of me hears music, how it watches films, it all seems different. It makes me feel different. The one thing I've noticed most is how different the sun feels. It just doesn't feel that the way it should. It feels like it's for somebody else, not for this version of me. This sun was not meant for this Moniel, and that's the truth of it. That's the truth of it all. This sun was meant for the person I was, or the person I'm going to be. The warmth of it just feels different. And all of this is in the mind, and it's not like having a broken arm or a broken leg, or even a broken heart. Because in the mind, it affects how you see the entire universe, because that's where your universe begins, is the mind. So it's like seeing everything through shaded glasses, and everything feels different. My day job, which I love, I feel like I'm pretending a lot more than I should be. When I go out, that feels different. Everything feels different. Speaking to my parents, my parent, everything. It just feels like looking through shaded glasses. Just a bit darker than it should be. Lost a bit of colour. So, right now that's the place I am. Somebody special described it as a shadow. I'm stuck in the shadow for a little while. It won't be forever, I'm sure. I've gotten out of other shadows. Recently I've watched old family videos, seeing versions of me long since gone, and feeling the memories that they had, feeling the guilt that they never felt, feeling the embarrassment they never had. It's strange. I hope they were okay in the end as well. I hope that I can see the colour of it all. The writer in me would say, this version of me is stuck in Kansas, and I'm waiting to fly to Oz. I hope I get to go soon. I'm sick of living in a world devoid of colour. But soon, inshallah, as we Muslims say. And I couldn't speak about depression and anxiety without addressing the beautiful, lovely industry that I'm currently in. So, as you all know, I'm an actor. I love my craft. I love acting. It is by far one of the greatest things I have ever done. When I'm on stage, on a film set, it is the best. It feels like I truly become alive, because I feel like my mind is just open, an entire universe of ideas. and I can be anything and anyone and anywhere. It felt like flying. It felt like there was no limit. And I have to deal with the fact that as an actor I have not performed on stage for 2 years. I have not had any film or television roles with any lines for 2 years. I have not done any adverts for 2 years. Since I last performed on stage, I have had 2 relationships, 3 jobs, 2 or 3 jobs. My sister gave birth to a little baby girl. In that time, how much has changed in the world since I last performed on stage. I've lost so much. I almost feel like the losses wouldn't have felt as bad if I had a script to learn, a character to become. Imagine a chef, for example, trained in culinary school, master of his craft. Imagine not cooking professionally for 2 years. Imagine being an accountant and not had any accountancy work for 2 years. This is something I'm trained to do. Makes me angry. Most people will say, this is the industry, and then you're right, this is the industry. This is the industry I'm in. It's dog eat dog, it's horrible, it's inconsistent. I need consistency for my mental health, so I picked the one industry which doesn't have any. My amazing father, he started off washing dishes in restaurants. He worked his way up, and then he ended up cooking for the Sultan of Oman. A king. Went from washing dishes to cooking for a king. My brother-in-law started from the bottom, now he runs a restaurant. Maybe I should have become a chef. And then there's me. I can quote Shakespeare, I can do all of these things, but what have you been in? Oh, this, that, a few years ago. Like, it's defeating. It's so defeating. What I'm trained to do, I can't do. And I hate it. I hate myself for not being where I want to be. And a smart decision would have been to pick a different career. Pick one where I knew where I was going to be from day to day. I knew that I would be this level this year, that level that year, that level that year. I'll be earning X amount, then X amount, then X amount. But the acting industry is just at the moment, my career has just been, and it's like a heartbeat. If it's flat, there's nothing alive there. And that's how I feel at the moment. About my ability, my skill, my craft, I don't feel very alive. I think the versions that came before me had ways of dealing with it, but this version just doesn't. The most persistent monster most persistent demon I've had to deal with has been the green-eyed one. It is very, very, very easy to become jealous and envious in this industry. And those of us too proud would like to say we're only jealous of people we don't know, or envious people we don't know. We'd never be envious or jealous of people we know, or who we're friends with. We say to ourselves that we don't want what they have, we just want to be up there with them. That's the truth. But you'll watch something and think to yourself, I could have done that. That could have been me. If I'd given it a chance, if I'd had an audition for it. But yet, here you are, sitting on the other side. The wrong side. You can see by my room I've got tons of posters around. They used to make me really happy. They were. I put them up there to profess my love for something. But sometimes they're just constant reminders of what I haven't done. I haven't had an audition for Doctor Who, Game of Thrones, despite the long hair and beard. Haven't. And it's very defeating. Very defeating. I feel defeated. I'm sure whichever version of me I'm going to become is going to be fantastic, is going to be great. I'm sure he's out there acting his arse off, doing something I couldn't even dream about. I hope he is. I hope he's watching this right now, and I hope he's just laughing at himself, laughing at me, laughing at how silly I was being. But the stage is where I come alive. So I feel like I've not been alive for a long time. And I miss it. I'll look back at my vlogs from when I filmed that Now TV advert, or when I filmed for Silent Witness, and that feeling of pure ecstasy, that feeling, and even back then I was afraid to get used to it, because I knew it wasn't common, I knew it was rare, but it just showed how life could be. It was like seeing a window to a beautiful way of being. I could earn money, I could be doing this my entire life. I could earn enough money to get my dad a beautiful place by the sea. Because that's my goal at the end of the day. Make sure he's happy, make sure my family's happy, make sure I don't just look at the world without being able to do anything. I wouldn't be one of those rich and powerful people who just watches the world burn. No, I'd be someone who actually did something. But still I'm here, working part-time every week, only working part-time to make room for auditions and parts, neither of which I have. I'm not rehearsing for anything. Nothing. So, that's that. And again, I'll be okay. I always am. But this version of me differs. This version of me, I guess, is not afraid to be honest. Because I can't perform the whole happy, cheerful act all the time. It's part of the reason I couldn't go to work today. I was meant to go to work today, and I am very lucky to have such an amazing job. I have an amazing colleagues and a really amazing manager. I want people in my life to be able to speak about me and show them a trailer for something, show them a poster for something, At the moment, I don't feel like I'm anything. I feel like I'm a 26-year-old boy, man, living at home because I can't afford to live by myself, and I don't have the mental capacity to even contemplate what living independently would be like. Yet I see articles about rising stars. I look at these amazing actors who are rising up, and I think to myself, God, I'm not even a rising star. I'm not even a rising star. I haven't done a quarter of the things these people have done. These are just rising stars. And here I am, just recording a video for the 150 subscribers I've got, who probably have not watched this whole thing. If you're still watching this, credit to you. You know, when I was younger, and still now, I used to watch things like Doctor Who and all of that stuff, and it made me realise that after a little while, that watching the screen wasn't enough. I had to go inside it. I had to become it. And I have to keep going until it becomes reality. But it seems so far away now. And again, I know whoever I become will be okay, because he always is. But right now every day is a chore. But monologues I used to pride myself in being able to improvise just seem like a chore. I've got so much to be grateful for. Wonderful family, wonderful friends, a great job, a beautiful religion. Next week I'm going to watch Avengers Endgame. I know that's gonna break my heart. Going to see it with my old friends Josh and Jake. I've known them boys since I was a kid in secondary school, back when I was fat and chubby and sweaty. And we're still friends, still going strong. Gonna have a nerdy few days together. And watching Game of Thrones with my friends Taylor and Jamal. Everything should be making me happy, but again, I'm seeing everything through shaded glass right now. It just doesn't feel right. He'll be okay. He always is. As for me though, I don't know what's going to become of me. I'm sure whoever I become will be great, but as for me, this is a version of me who I don't think he's going to be around for very long. He's going to become somebody else soon. Until then, I'll take each day and face each night with the hope that the sun will rise the next day. To anybody who's going through anything similar to this, struggling to find where they are in the world, struggling with depression, anxiety, any of the other amazing avenues that the mind can go down, autism, bipolar disorder, PTSD, schizophrenia, whatever your demon calls itself. I want you all to know that the person you're going to become is going to be okay too. And you must always put your mental health first, before people, before money, before your environment. And if you're religious, believe me, I'm sure that God wants you to put your health first too. And be sad for a day, or a month, or a week if you need to. It's a chapter. It's not your story. I've got many chapters. Some better than others. But they are in the past. I don't burn them. Never burn the previous pages of your book, because they are who you used to be. They are the lessons you learned. They are the obstacles you overcame, and they are you. They are the beautiful, beautiful book of you. Cherish that book. Read it to yourself if you have to sometimes. Sometimes in life we have to go back a few pages, remind ourselves what we've been through. But don't spend too much time dwelling, because the past is a beautiful, beautiful place to visit, but it is not a place to live. Keep turning the pages, and you're going to get to the best part of your story soon. And I'm saying that to myself as much as any of you. So, I want to say thank you to everybody who's been out there supporting me. To Ashante, who took me to Camden Town today. I had some very bad chicken there. To Taylor and Jamal, Michael, who are always beating me at games I thought I was good at, always making me laugh. To Lorraine, for being an absolute rock this week. She's more than I deserved. To Josh and Jake, who I'm going to be killing zombies with tonight on Killing Floor 2. To Kenny, who's always sending me snaps of him with toilet roll next to his head. To Shana, Padel. I'm glad that you guys are still here from college. There are so many people who I could mention. So many. To Geraldine and James, thank you for being patient with me when I don't reply quick enough. To all the wonderful people who I've got to know on Twitter. To Taffany, I'm glad you finally got home okay. Just to everybody, thank you. I promise you that the person I become is going to be somebody you're going to be proud of, somebody you can boast about, somebody you don't have to think of something I've been and you can just be like, there you go. Anyway, God knows how long this video is going to be. But I better end it now. To everybody, if you need me, I will be here for you, always. Remember that you are all absolutely beautiful and perfect just the way you are. You are worth people's time, patience and love, and you are not a burden. And if anywhere makes you feel like a burden, you leave that place. Because you are all gems. You are all rubies, diamonds, sapphires, emeralds, amethysts. You are all precious, and you deserve to feel like you are. Big shout out to my family, of course, to my dad, to my sister, to my nieces, my brother-in-law, to my extended family, to Shantae, my 2 goddaughters, to Kat, my adopted niece. Again, there are so many people who I haven't mentioned, but you will know who you are. So thank you. So, I'm going to end this video like I end all my videos. A sadder, a more scared, a more confused, a more lost Minia. But he's still a version who appreciates and loves every single one of you. Until the next audition, until that next part comes. Oh, and it'll be wonderful. So until then, to everybody across the world, please stay beautiful, stay wonderful, and stay you. And I love you all with all my heart.